Welcome everyone to Dragon Quest FM, where we talk about and obsess over Dragon Quest. I'm Austin,
I'm BJ.
and this week, actually the day we're recording this, is the
hmm
25th anniversary of Dragon Quest VII.
Yep.
So happy anniversary to
Which is,
DQ7.
yeah,
25. That's a
it's
pretty impressive anniversary to get to.
it's ridiculous that it's 25 years. Like, I didn't play it when it was new, but I remember it coming out and I was aware of it, and I can't believe that was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
That's bananas.
So since it's the 25th anniversary and that's a pretty nice little milestone, we thought, hey, we'll, do an episode on DQ7 today, even though we did that episode a while back about the remake
hmm
rumors, but that was kind of more about the remake rumors, not so much as just talking about
Yeah.
DQ7 and celebrating it. I also got out some stuff for some
Yeah.
DQ7 like merch and different items
No,
that
that's
I
what I'm
have.
looking forward to the most, is seeing all of the kind of rare merch that you have, because you buy so many things like that.
I don't have a lot of it's mostly book related things, but I
Mhm.
don't have DQ7 is one of those things that I think I mentioned it in like a merch episode we did. I don't have a ton of stuff from DQ7 specifically, but I really want the diorama that has like the heroes and
Yeah.
stuff. Um like the figures of them in it. Like I really would love that kind of diorama. That's kind of like on my like
You're like, not bucket list, but your wish list.
Yeah, like that's probably the top item
Oh,
out of
okay.
out of anything left in Dragon out there in Dragon Quest that I don't possess yet. That one is
Yeah.
probably the one.
Okay.
Um, because I have figures from every Dragon Quest game
hmm
except for 7 and 9.
Oh, you don't have any from seven.
I don't have any figures from 7
Oh, I thought
whatsoever.
you
No.
did. For some reason, I
No.
thought you had a Hero and Kiefer like action figure. I really did.
No. So anyway, I didn't have time before we recorded this to go and find all my DQ7 stuff, but I tried to find some things that I think are probably semi difficult to find over
Right.
here in the States. Um, so if you're just listening to this episode, this first part, you can come watch this on YouTube,
hmm
which is youtube.com/at DQFM. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. See what I did there?
Smash.
Uh,
Ring that
but
bell.
yeah, but for people watching it, hopefully this will be something fun too. Um, so I like to buy the different editions
hmm
of the video games because I like seeing them in different languages. This one is obviously fun because over here in the States it was Dragon Warrior still.
Yeah.
It was Dragon Warrior 7. So this is the Japanese version. Still says Dragon uh Quest 7
Quest.
on it, which is cool. The actual artwork and everything is pretty much the same. It's one of those cool ones where it has like multiple discs and it
Yeah.
has the game manual
It
still.
has a manual. Yay. Back when
There's
they did manuals and they were really cool.
there's not a lot different if you have the PS1, like even the American version of the
Right.
PS1 game, there's not a whole lot different here. I mean, it's in another language.
So you don't
But
know what it actually says, but in terms of the screenshots and art,
yeah, there's some fun artwork right here of like the hero. I know my good camera is not working today, but it's the hero like getting angry and smashing a pot, and Maribel's just kind of in the background there.
we're
And he looks angry, so I don't know if he's smashing the pot because of what Maribel is saying to
gonna
him,
say yes.
or if he's smashing the pot just because he's like trying to get mini medals.
Like, one of my
Um,
favorite things for some reason about DQ7 on the 3DS, and I can't say anything about that one because I haven't played the PS1 version. One of my favorite things about the PS or the 3DS version is the animation when he smashes barrels and smashes pots, and like I think it's great.
yeah, and I mean this is really cool. I have like a lot of this I have not seen high quality images for show up online.
Yeah,
Um, So it's always kind of fun to see. I'm a big artwork kind of guy. It's got a cool little like helpful tips kind of mini guide in the back. I
yeah,
always like the looking at art, and there's fun Japanese ads in the back too. I always like that kind of
I
stuff.
love that kind of thing.
Um,
Yeah,
just because it's kind of different. Um, you can probably get, I haven't checked pricing on this lately, but like you can probably get this for fairly inexpensive if you go even on eBay and just want like a Japanese edition of DQ7.
Right.
Um, they don't tend to sell for very much.
Yeah.
Because you know it sold well in Japan
So they
and you
made
can get them
lots
complete
of
for you.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Kind of going hand in hand with that, I also have a Japanese strategy guide that's
Oh,
here.
cool.
Yeah, and so I got it originally because it comes with a poster that I've never. I did a high
Oh.
res scan for this and shared it on Twitter a long time ago, but
Oh, wow. That's pretty.
anyway, yeah, it's like Sir Mervyn there, and there's like a slime hiding in the background. The hero's just eating a sandwich and looking at a book.
Yeah.
The little lizard that shows up in so much DQ7 artwork is right there. So I got this for the poster, and of course, you know, not ripping the poster out or anything like that, um, but that was my reasoning for buying this is
Yeah.
I wanted the poster that came with it. I own the Dragon Warrior 7 strategy guide, like the actual English one.
Uh-huh.
Never actually used it, but you know, I like
Yeah.
collecting these kind of things. Um, there's him with his little lizard again.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
So,
it's a pretty standard strategy guide. I mean, all the images kind of look like this kind of stuff. If you've had a strategy guide before,
yeah.
um,
It's surprising
th-
to me that how much bigger the English versions are than of strategy guides than the Japanese. I don't think I've ever seen a like one of the mass media strategy guides from Japan before, and it's much smaller than an English one.
Yeah, all the ones that I have that aren't from the US are smaller like this.
Huh.
They're about like I guess this is probably if I had to guess, I'd say this is probably like nine by five, maybe
Yeah.
nine by six,
Could
eight
be a
and a
six
half
by
by five
nine.
and a
Yeah,
half.
like an
Like
A5 almost.
like it's a pretty normal like what you would expect a
Huh.
hardcover novel to be in the
Yeah.
States. Um,
That's really cool. Like I like smaller books like that. I prefer smaller magazines and things like that. I don't actually know why, but
it
over the last few years, like buying RPG books, I prefer the ones that are like 6 by 9, 5 by 8, and so seeing that is cool.
yeah, so this is what it looks like without the dust jacket on.
Oh, that was a dust jacket on it too.
Yeah.
Wow, they are so much better quality stuff like that. The American ones are the glue bound that comes undone and bigger, cheaper paper.
Yeah, I will say it's hard for me. Like, I don't know. Like, this, yes, it has a dust jacket. Oh, sorry, I'm coughing. Yes, it has a dust jacket. And yes, it's neat, but I don't, I don't know. I think it depends on the guide. Like, the
Mm,
quality of some of these, like this one, like, I don't just think about, like, oh, it's much higher quality.
yeah,
Um, but definitely I would say probably in like the later stages of strategy guides, right before they mostly stopped making them.
yeah.
Like this is a higher quality
Thanks,
overall.
Game Facts.
All right, so last thing I was going to share today. I do not see this go up for sale very much. I haven't seen people share this too often, but it's actually the Warriors of Eden manga for
Oh,
DQ7. So back during COVID, when I was stuck indoors, I managed to get the entire set.
I remember
Um,
that.
for this. It was a good deal. It was from an American seller. Sold me all volumes of it. So I'm just going to show the covers of each volume as I'm talking here. Um,
And
Gave
these are in
me
Japanese. These are the Japanese manga.
this is the Japanese manga. Yeah, but you can see like, you know, Warriors of Eden in English right there at the bottom. Um, so I managed to get the whole set for like $35, I think. It was like a steal.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and So, it was like the complete set, and I was like, oh, you know, that's too good to pass up. I
Yeah.
should also show on the back of these, they have like little black and white illustrations.
Of
Uh,
of whatever the cover art is.
yeah, so the inside is black and white like this, that you can kind of see. Um, I've actually gone through and attempted to read all of this. Okay.
That's what I was about to
Um,
ask you. Did you try to do the active Google Translate
those are
on any of these books?
yeah, so. Anytime there's like Japanese only manga for Dragon Quest, like back when they had that like Eric little
Mm-hmm.
like prologue ahead
Yep.
of DQ11S releasing, um there was a thing for the DQ treasures. There's been
Right.
some different ones throughout the over the years. I have I've gone through and um that's 10, maybe backwards on my camera. It's not 01
No, it's
again,
not.
it's 10. And then I try a combination of Google Translate, but also
Mm-hmm.
just like the cool thing about manga is that is um a lot of it is on like you can see what's going on based
Mm-hmm.
on the images, and also, if you've played the games, you kind of have a good understanding of like the characters already. I'll go back and show these two. You can kind of start seeing some of them show the characters like Kiefer and Maribel like wearing like their jobs,
Yeah.
outfits related to their jobs and things like that. Um,
How many volumes are there? When you said for $35, I was expecting like six.
there's 14.
Good grief.
There's
Like
14,
that
yeah.
is a ridiculously good steal for $35. Like
They
that
all they
really is.
also show, and I haven't seen a lot of this shared very often, but they have stuff in the back, sketchbooks for like enemies and different characters
Oh,
and
that's
things like
pretty. I like
that
that.
in the back. So it has a lot of cool stuff, and just in terms of like both as like a Dragon Quest collector, but also as just somebody who likes looking at pretty pictures.
Yeah.
Um, I was like, you know what? I'm going to even if I can't understand the language, I'm gonna at least
Uh-huh.
flip through these. And each one's probably oh, they're actually numbered pages. So each one's roughly like 180 to 190 pages in
Yeah.
length.
So a
Um,
pretty standard manga book in terms of manga trades like that.
yeah, and it's cool too. Again, I don't understand the language, so it's cool to kind of see like characters that I just have to kind of assume who they are because they don't look like their characters in the
Yeah.
game. Because whether it's the PS1 version where it's a little more pixelated or like the new like 3DS version, they still a lot of the NPCs and characters are like recycling
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the designs and stuff.
Yep.
Even some of the more important ones are like recycled
Of
designs.
course, yeah.
And so it's kind of cool seeing like, oh, is this really what, this prince looks like? Or is this really what, this lady looks like and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it's also like just interesting to see what I perceive as like differences in the story. Like when it shows different things, like Kiefer still being with the party
Uh-huh.
a little bit later on and looking kind of like older and more grown up. I'm like, okay, he's cool. Like he
Yeah.
stuck around for a little while. That's kind
Yeah,
of
that's
a cool
cool.
thing. Um, but anyway, so I just wanted to share that since we're talking about DQ7.
Yeah, I like seeing all of that. I really had no idea there were that many of them. I remember you getting them back in 2020.
And as
But
as far as I
man,
know, it's complete. I was told it's complete, and like you look at the, I was told it was the complete set, and like you look kind of toward the end here, and like I don't know if you can see it, but it's like Ruff, the hero, and Maribel, they're like fully decked out now
yeah,
in like all this like armor and look like they're ready to kick some butt. And then it does kind of end with like, oh, they're about to fight, and I guess
yeah,
maybe this says to be continued. And so I don't know. It was listed as a complete set. Um, in my head, I have the complete set. If I don't, it's like 14 volumes, so I feel like I
yeah,
definitely got my money's worth at the very least.
yeah. Just a little
Um,
bit like that. That's crazy to me that they were that cheap.
yeah, I think it's one of those things that, if you can stay vigilant enough.
Hmm.
Um, and back then especially, like I mean, I was obsessively checking eBay like every day.
Yep,
And so
you
it's like if you
were.
can if you can say obsessed enough and vigilant enough, then you can find some really cool deals. It's just a
Yeah,
matter of, you know, luck and right place, right time is kind of what it
yeah.
comes down to, I guess. Um, so all right, Dragon Quest VII,
Right.
25th anniversary.
Crazy.
Um, if you have to like narrow it down to like one thing in your mind, that Dragon Quest VII stands out from the rest of the series, what would it be for you?
Oh gosh. I actually did really enjoy the job system. That the vocations in
So
Seven
good.
really stand out to me. That's what when I think about it, I always think about All Trades Abbey and dealing with all the different jobs in it, vocations. So that's probably it for me. What about you?
I mean, I can't say jobs too because that's what you said. But I do agree. Like I always tell people that Dragon Quest VII has my favorite job system of any video game. And I love job systems in
Uh
video
huh.
games, right? Like that, like that's a big, like so many of my favorite RPGs have good job
Yeah.
systems, whether it's FF5 or like Fantasy Life or
Yeah.
Dragon Quest VII, and so DQ7 is like I realize that maybe arguably nine's job system is better.
Right.
But in my brain, like seven is as good as it gets.
Seven is
There's just
fun.
there's just something about it that I love seven. I think part of it with seven too is that they're actual like all of them are individual characters with names and personalities
Hmm.
rather than just like making up a party of randos
Right.
like you can with nine. Um, and so I think that probably is why the job
It does
system
make a
stands out.
difference.
But um, but yeah, even back when, I was first playing Dragon Quest VII and was telling you like, oh man, this one's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Um, before I learned to like it. Like even back then, I would tell you, I was like, but it has my
Yep.
favorite job systems.
Yeah. Like I'm having so much fun with these jobs.
I was like, the game is too long. I get really frustrated and bored at sections, but like I love the job system. And I really did. Like I was so OP by the time I reached the end of the game the first time because I was so in love with the job system that I just experimented and,
Yep.
mastered jobs and did all the stuff with the vocations that like I was just by the time you actually get to the end of the main story of Dragon Quest VII and everything before you roll credits, I was
Yep.
like, it was probably the easiest final boss of any Dragon Quest game I've had because like, I mean, I'm like God quality basically at
Yeah.
that point, especially my main hero, unlocking the like it depends on which version you play, but I think it's called like champion in the 3DS version.
Yeah.
That's like only reserved for him and you have to like
Uh
master
huh.
all these other classes first to get it. Like I had so many I just had so much of that going on that I was like I don't know. So it is kind of the job system, I think, for me. Um, but also I think with Dragon Quest VII, if I can't say jobs, since you said jobs for variety's sake, I would say scope is probably the one thing
Oh,
that comes to me because it is the biggest Dragon Quest game, almost to a
by far.
fault. Like it is difficult to get into,
Uh huh.
especially the PS1 version. It's difficult to get into when you're contending. I'm talking about PS1 mostly right here, right now, since that's the one that's turning
That's the
25.
one that's
But
actually has the 25th anniversary today.
in Japan. So maybe in like a couple of years we'll do 25th anniversary for the
Yeah.
States. But yeah, so it's like the beginning is so slow. And for those of you who have not played the original version, like going around to lay down the puzzle pieces and going through that temple, like that was very much streamlined for the 3DS version. Like if you think the 3DS version is slow,
Yeah.
uh play the PS1 version. Like so much of that game, I think it relies so heavily on backtracking again to a fault.
Yep.
But also like whatever the flaws are, whether it's the kind of outdated graphics that the original had to like being overly long and overly backtracky and grindy at times, like the scope of it is still pretty grand. Like some of my favorite stories of any Dragon Quest game are inside of seven, right? There's like
Oh.
like the musician
Mm-hmm.
um and the stuff that happens with Kiefer. I mean, that is
Yeah.
just the stuff with Kiefer especially
I think that may be one of
is
my favorite side plots in any of the series, like of any of the mainline series. It's one that hit harder than almost any of them.
it's a gut punch. Yeah. So spoilers, I guess I'll say for Dragon Quest VII here. So if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead like 5 minutes. But that's the thing is like the when Kiefer first left your party, like I just assumed he comes back because
Yep.
I mean in every other Dragon Quest game they come back,
And
right?
RPGs in
I mean,
general, they come back. Like you lose a party member for a little while, they come back and you
well, I was thinking like Aerith and like Final Fantasy
well,
VII, or even like a ton of people in Final Fantasy 4 or
yeah,
6. I mean, there's like character deaths, but Dragon
there are.
Quest doesn't do that too much,
Yeah,
right? Like there's, I guess you could argue like Pancras and some of the stuff in 5 like might have some little
right.
characters that like you don't play as again, but like this one was kind of Kiefer's kind of like the Dragon Quest version of Aerith, right? It's a character
Hmm.
that you start out with, that you fall in love with, and then just leaves. And with Kiefer, the fact that he like left on his own and stuff like that, I was like, ah, he'll be back. He'll
Yep.
be back. It's like I was treating him like an ex or
Uh-huh.
something. You'll be back. You'll realize how good you've got it,
Yep,
and you'll be
exactly.
back. And then he doesn't come back. And somewhere it's a long game. So like 40 hours later,
Hmm.
I was like, I don't know if he's coming back. But
And
because it's such
then
a long game, I mean, it's literally like 40 hours later, you're kind of like, maybe he's
maybe
not
he's
coming
not.
back.
And then you find his tombstone. And then you find the grave of him and his family from hundreds of years in the past. And it's just like, oh, oh, he's not coming. He's dead. Like he lived out a full life and is dead already. Like it's really, really touching
And
the way that
then,
it's done.
and then his descendant joins your party,
Yep.
Ash. And then, and then, as if all of that isn't just like so memorable and spectacular enough, then at the very end of the game, the very, very end, right before the credits roll, you read the message from Kiefer is
Yeah.
like how the game ends. And it's just like, man, so, so good. I think, yeah,
If
that's
there's a
just,
reason to play the game, I mean, it is the longest of the DQ games, and you do have to trudge through part of it. But if there's a reason to play it, I think is to experience that arc and see how the character grows, even after he leaves the party. Like there's character growth while he's in the party, and then you see more of it actually that continues after he's left through various ways, and it's really well excuse me, it's really well handled. And I can't think of a whole lot of RPGs that have a singular story that's not the main story, Aerith and things like that have kind of hit the cult pop culture part of it, but Kiefer that hits the same way.
yeah. And I think it's one of those things too that I don't see people bringing up the Kiefer stuff as much as I feel like I should. And I
Yeah,
don't know if it's just so many people dislike Seven or it's that it's so long and people haven't like beaten it or got to those moments. But like,
right.
even if you listen to these spoilers already, you haven't played it and you've listened to these spoilers already, like BJ said, it's like one of those things that's definitely worth seeing firsthand. Like we
Hmm.
can rave about it right now, but like it just does not have that emotional impact
Yeah.
of like having Kiefer be in your party and there for a little bit, like when you first start out, like none of the main three characters there grabbed me right away when I was
Mm-mm.
playing. Like Kiefer kind of seems like a spoiled prince.
Yep.
Maribel's just a brat, and the main character
Is
is a
a
derpy little
main
kid.
character. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a derpy little kid who is dressed like Link, and his dad's a fisherman.
Yep.
And um, but somehow through um through Kiefer's arc, you just really
You do.
the character growth is just so good, and you really do come to love him. Um, and I think like even 25 years since this game came out,
Yeah.
10 years, however long it's been, since playing the 3DS version for the first time,
Yep.
um, it's just like that's the part that like I
That's what sticks out.
will for sure remember. Yeah, it's like part of me, I'm always going to remember the negative. So part of me, even though I've replayed it, a couple of times now, I'm like my first reaction to DQ7 always is like, oh, that's a long game.
Yeah, there's a lot of game there to get through.
That's a long game. And then it's kind of like, oh yeah, but the job system is amazing.
Hmm.
And then it's kind of like, oh yeah, but it's got this great scope. And oh yeah, the Kiefer stuff is just like
Hmm.
heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's not like he dies tragically or anything like that. It's just
Nope. He
yeah,
dies of old age with his
he
family. Like,
yeah, it just happens to be in what's your past now. So
yep.
you realize like, oh, my friend's never coming back. And very well
Yeah,
done.
it is. It's very well done. And for all that we, talk about different Dragon Quest games and having wonderful stories or characters, that one is probably across the entire series the best characterization and character art of just about anybody to experience. So yeah, if y'all haven't played it, like that's definitely worth it. But it does start out so slow. The beginning of this game is the kind of game you have to trudge through, and for me as well, I didn't like the monster ranching type part of it. I never could get into any of the monster
Oh,
capturing
yeah.
stuff in this one. That maybe the PS1 was it in the PS1 version? I don't think it was. Was it? That was an
The
addition for the
and catching
3DS.
the monster hearts and
Yeah,
stuff. It's been a few years now since I played either one, but I don't remember that being in the PS1 version. But disclaimer, it could also be that I did not like that wasn't my like
yeah,
I didn't really bother with that too much on the 3DS version either. So it could just be that I ignored it. But no,
yeah.
I don't remember that being on the PS1 version at all.
It was lackluster of anything in there, but it wasn't necessary. It was a side system that I never felt as though I was missing out on anything playing DQ7 on the 3DS. And
Yeah.
since I haven't played the original one, I don't remember if
If
it's there or not. But
if I remember correctly, and people I may just have been hallucinating this whole thing, but if I remember correctly, that stuff was kind of added in as like, okay,
yeah,
you have all these a fantastic job system already. In this one, you can get like monster hearts and turn into monsters and
mhm.
things like that. And I remember I was I as rough, I became I think it was called like a king fuchsia or something, the kind of birds.
Oh yeah,
Um, I tried that out my first time playing the 3DS version and was kind of like, I
Eh,
much prefer the regular jobs.
yeah. The
And
monster
then
classes were odd.
just never looked back. And it's like, if I got a monster heart, it was kind of like cool, but I wouldn't go and like do anything with it.
Yeah,
So there's a very real possibility it's in the PS1 version and I just ignored it. And now it's been like I don't know, 5 years
years.
since
Yeah,
the last time I played that one, and like I've just forgotten it now. But yeah, in my mind, that's what it was. It was added in for the 3DS version.
yeah,
But yeah, I didn't like it either, and never outside of like literally, I think that one bird. I think I never
yeah.
messed with it again.
Yeah, I can't even remember what I turned into. I was like, eh. And then went back and started like playing through like the paladin or whatever it was, trying to level stuff up.
And apparently, if you can be like Metal King Slime or some of the
Hmm.
like bigger monsters like that, like you can really do a lot of damage and take a lot of damage in that game.
Yeah,
Um, like there's a couple of people I remember talking to on Twitter, way back when, who like swore by it. That was like,
yeah.
no, man, you get, you're like this and this and this, and
Which would be cool.
it's
Like I
it's
never,
really fun.
obviously, never got to Metal King Slime, but that'd be super cool
It's
just
like a
to
whole
be.
whole new game, yeah, at
Yeah,
that point, like replaying it and trying to just do monster stuff.
yeah.
Um, so anyway,
But yeah, if
thank you
you if
guys.
y'all haven't
Oh, go ahead.
played DQ7, it's definitely something to consider.
Yeah,
25 years later here, it's I would probably actually suggest the 3DS version based on everything. That's the reason I played it over the PS1 version of either hooking up my PS1 and playing it or whatever, because it is streamlined in the really frustrating ways that Austin was talking about earlier about kind of trudging, and you still have a
and
lot of repeating and going back and forth, but it's still one of those games that is definitely worth playing.
like when I played the PS1 version back in 2020, I did it on my PS3, which runs it a little faster, upscales
Hmm.
it a little bit, that kind of stuff. But I would still recommend the 3D version because of what BJ mentioned, but also it's a long game. Playing it in handheld and just being able to sleep it
Yep.
and not have to worry about it is just like a real game changer. And like I would also just really recommend the 3DS version as well,
Yeah.
if you can find it.
Yeah, if you can. Unfortunately, the eShop is no longer available to be able to just download it, but as you could
And the physical
for a while.
version is redonkulous.
Is it? I haven't
Um,
looked in a while.
it had gotten redonkulous, and I assume it has only gotten more redonkulous.
I'm assuming.
Um, but thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. Please share with us, what like your favorite Dragon Quest VII memories or anything like that.
Mhm.
Um, and I just realized I forgot to read listeners' stuff from last week's episode about DQ characters they'd like to have a beer with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So remind me to do that next week. We'll do it next
Yeah,
week. Maybe we'll run through the DQ7 stuff too. So be sure to tell us
for
your
sure.
favorite Dragon Quest VII memories, and we'll try to kick off next week's episode doing that kind of thing. Um, if you want to chat with us, you can do that at Dragon Quest FM over on Twitter or Blue Sky. And I am over on Blue Sky at Dragon Quaston as well.
And I'm on Blue Skies, bjkgames.com, and I'm on Twitter at bjkgames. You can also support the podcast and get mini episodes every week. In addition to this, in addition to the regular episodes, mini episodes at patreon.com/slash Dragon Quest FM. And we would love you forever. I mean, we're going to love
Yeah,
you forever anyway, but that would make us love you like forever and a day.
for
So just
morever more.
for forevermore. Yeah, that's it. So
Um, what was your episode about this week?
Star Trek. I
Oh,
have been
nice.
getting back into Star Trek and was talking about Strange New Worlds and Discovery and stuff, and getting back into it with Jennifer and talking about my dad some.
Cool.
It was a lot of fun.
It's my turn next week, and I think I'm probably talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 because I didn't tell you this yet. I started replaying Kingdom Hearts 3. Um, I played it when it was brand new,
Uh huh.
and it was like my least favorite Kingdom
And
Hearts
I
game.
loved it when it was new, but haven't gone
And
back to it.
I was gonna go anyway. We're out of time to talk about today, so if you want to know, listen to the mini-sode because I guess that's what I'm going to be talking about
Yeah,
on Monday.
that's cool. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what you have to say about it, or I'll ask you after we cut it in just a second. So we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.